Hey, yo, what's good, what's good, what's good? Welcome to Reflections of a DJ, the R.O.A.D podcast presented by DJ City and Beat Source. I'm one of your hosts, DJ Crooked. We got Jamie the Great here.
Yeah.
Rest in peace to our brother, Never Forever. So we got a special crew here. I've been fanning out on social media for about 2 to 3 years. I've been watching these motherfuckers. They've been kind of a mystery to me.
Cooking.
Post-pandemic, they caught my eye. I saw some recap videos, and I was like, wow, look at this beautiful crowd. Look at this. The music's amazing. They're playing Dembo and Baila Funk remixes. I'm like, is this a Miami-based party? I start digging and asking questions. Then I saw it in Austin, and I'm like, I'm hearing dancehall, I'm a piano remixes, and I'm like, man, is this Austin-based? And
Where these motherfuckers from?
And then I see it in LA, and I'm like, all right, I'm hearing Jersey Club, drum and bass remixes of Anita Baker, Sweet Love. And I'm like, wondering, where the fuck is this party from? Where is this party based? Who's in this party? And then I see it on Boiler Room. I see 4 DJs. They had 4 sets on there. Mm-hmm. One of them I recognized. I said, oh, I met this motherfucker in Austin. Mm-hmm. And then I met the other motherfucker recently at NAMM here in LA.
Yeah.
And we've got 2 of the DJs here. Another 2 are MIA, so we have half of Pangea Sound in the building. I'd like to welcome Nova and Joaquin in the building. What's good, Pangea Sound? What's good, fellas? What's good?
What did it do?
We got to show love to Sleepy Joe and Falcons. They are MIA. You guys have a party in San Francisco tomorrow, and you guys are back here in LA.
Saturday.
Saturday. So I'm going to try to make it out to my first Pangea Sound on Saturday.
Yeah, it's necessary. After 2 to 3 years.
It's going to be a good one, too.
I know. No, but for me, I have a very high standard for parties. I mean, I go to all types of different parties, everyday people, R&B and ribs, everything. I go everywhere. Even back in the day in Miami with Peach Fuzz, that was like the OG. And then, all these other parties started creeping up. Even back in the 2000s, y'all probably never heard of it, but the Rub party was big in New York. Your party is very unique. Mm-hmm. And I have so many questions about it. I feel like you guys are all spread out from all over the country, and I'm trying to figure out where you guys are based. And I think it's amazing that it's kind of impossible to really figure out. So how'd you guys link up? I know Joaquin, we met in South by Southwest. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I want to say it was 2022.
Yeah.
We were hanging out at the Coconut Club?
Coconut Club.
No, the Coconut Club was like, I don't know. It's like the Busted Doug. Wait, what is that called?
Dave and Buster's.
It's like the Dave and Buster's, the nightlife in Austin,
it's
right?
Crazy. It's one of my favorite places on the planet.
It's like 5 different rooms. It's like this huge. It's like some Disney World shit for nightlife.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
It is a Disney World.
Neon lights everywhere.
Spencer Tracy was in town. I think we were doing a bunch of podcast shit. Yeah. We were in town. Spencer Tracy's like, yo, you going to Austin? I'm like, yeah. He's like, yo, let me crash it. Because we had some rented out some big house. And I was like, yeah, just come through. Came through, took us to Coconut, and we met up with Joaquin. Yeah. I think it was your party. The shit was cracking.
Shit was packed out.
Spencer Tracy's giving me poppers for the first time. I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Yes. He said, I got it at the bar.
I was like, what is this?
Yeah, they sell them at the bar there.
He's just like, yo, Crook, just try it. Just try it. And I'm like, what is it? He's just try it. It's like computer cleaner. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Computer cleaner.
He felt some things getting
And then later I found out it opens your asshole up and all of this shit.
Hello.
But then we met up with you and you were like,
the nicest guy.
And the shit was
this is a great introduction.
He did poppers.
As it was loosening up, I got introduced to Joaquin. I was like, Joaquin, what's up?
Super nice guy. That shit was crazy, bro.
No, but the vibe was crazy. You were like such a great host. We were just hanging out. We were vibing. It was South by Southwest in Austin, and I was like, I know now you're Venezuelan, right? Mm-hmm. And you're from Austin, or like you?
No. I was born and raised in Venezuela. I was there till I was 15. Mm-hmm. And then I moved to Houston when I was about to be 16. I lived in Puerto Rico for a year and a half in between. Yeah. But I moved to Houston like halfway through my junior year. And then I was in Houston for like 7 years. And then I lived in Austin for 6 years. That's where I started DJing. That's where I started throwing events. Yeah. That is where I got started. That's where I was based for a long time. Yeah. But I'm born and raised in Venezuela.
Okay, so in Austin, you were just like there for South by Southwest, or you?
No, I lived there for like 6 years.
6 years. Yeah. I'm sorry.
I think he's talking about in 2022.
In 2022.
In 2022, I was living there. Yeah, okay. I moved. So that was March 2022, and I left LA in September 2022.
So now you're LA based.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like, where did this party come from? You're from New York. You're Dominican from New York.
Yes, I am.
Harlem.
Yeah. You're from Harlem?
Bronx.
Oh, okay.
I was Bronx.
Come on, bro.
I was 2 streets away. Sorry.
He was gonna be like, oh, Lin-Manuel, the Heights, no?
I mean, but I'm right across the bridge. So I'm on Kingsbridge and Grand Concourse. So the bridge is
okay.
there.
I know Grand Concourse.
Yeah.
Yeah. So wait, so you're in LA based now?
Yeah, I've been here for like 12 years now.
Oh, okay.
Jesus.
No, so you guys are all LA based now?
Except for Joe. Joe's still in Austin.
Yeah.
Still in Austin. So what is this party, Pangea Sound? You know? How did you guys link up?
Break it down
like
for us.
Pangea is what? It's like a hypothetical landmass that existed where all the continents were like joined, right?
Yes.
The way I
Like 300 million years ago.
Oh my God.
Right.
Africa, America, South America, everything was connected. It was one landmass.
Yeah.
Right? And then 200 million years ago, everything started separating. Right?
Yeah.
So Cricket asked me earlier, do you know what Pangea is? I'm like, it's when everything was together and then poof, everything went away.
It's like the whole concept is to kind of like bringing all the world together through music. You know,
Right.
That's kind of, I feel like.
So from what I've gotten from the party, you can correct me in my ignorance. Yeah. So like I was like, this is like and I could be wrong, so correct me, all right?
That's all good.
I like labeling shit, I'm old school. We like categorizing everything.
You belong in this box.
Yeah. I'm trying to figure out what box and what gift wrapping is required for Pangea Sound. So like Pangea Sound, it seems like it's a Southwest, West Coast, like Afro-Caribbean party. Yes? But it's more.
Yeah. I mean,
Explain. Yeah.
We just highlight a lot of good energy records like Brazilian funk, Amapiano, Afro beats, Jersey Club. Just kind of just off center, but not like Momo said, not too off center where it is like.
I think like what separates the two is like the way we kind of bring familiarity through like very different genres and aspects. There's not necessarily a region that we pick from. Like sometimes I might play something from like the UK, sometimes I might play something from anywhere in the world, and it's like it doesn't have to be a thing, but I think that people gravitate towards it because we like tie it all together with some familiarity in there,
and still make it fun. It'll still be a party, and it still feels like a community. So
hey, what's good? This is Crooked. We got Jamie the Great here.
Yeah.
We're here to let you know that we have launched our Patreon, and if you fuck with us,
Really fuck with us.
if you really fuck with us,
Some ride or die shit out
like
here.
if you're a roadie for life,
Not a casual.
no, I'll take a casual roadie.
Fuck a casual.
I'll take a casual roadie, but if you're a roadie for life, you're going to go to patreon.com/Road Podcast. That's patreon.com/Road Podcast.
One more time for the people in the back.
Patreon.com/Road Podcast.
Yes.
And you're going to sign up and you're going to get an extra episode with this membership.
Yep.
You're going to get early access to episodes. You're going to see behind the scenes vlogs.
Yep.
You're going to see extra interviews that we've never released.
Whoa, you're giving a lot of free shit going on.
A lot of free shit.
No,
Look,
Cricket.
this is our opportunity to like further build and enhance our community that we built with y'all. This is like a deeper dive into what we do and what goes on here. And these extra episodes that we're going to release a month on our Patreon, this is going to go back to kind of the old school Road Podcast where we would talk about all our personal experiences and everything that's going on, from gigs to music to
the foundation of us.
everything. So if you want to show support, go to patreon.com/Road Podcast. That's patreon.com/Road Podcast. We'll see you there.
See you there.
Basically, if I was to describe this party, just like the name of it, Pangea, right?
Yep.
It's basically like it's representative of all the music from basically around the world.
Yes.
It's world music, and it's just edgy, like nightclub energy, and it's showcased in whatever form you guys decide to choose from, whether it's baila funk, whether it's bachata, hip hop, UK garage. It could be anything, right? Drum and bass. It could be anything.
yeah, because different genres have their peaks and lows. So we just kind of just pick on what's hot now and what we're being influenced by and just pushing it through.
But you guys are also pulling from your heritage, your culture, your
100%.
roots, everything,
100%.
and you're putting it out there, and you're making it somewhat palatable for the crowd and everything, like just so make it a big dance party, right?
Yeah, and another thing too is that like some Pangeas might lean more Latin, some might lean more Afrobeat, some might lean like you never really know what you're gonna get from the DJ sets. Like I try to do a different DJ set every time, and like everybody kind of catches a different vibe. So even though there's still that, that general sound, you still never really know what it's gonna sound like specifically.
Yeah, and we all compete with each other, so we all like really
everybody
work
wants to go hard.
Yeah, so everybody wants to deliver a dope set, even like the guest DJs too, which is something I appreciate.
So then, where's Sleepy Joe and where's Falcons from? And then how did you guys all link up together?
Oh man, so Sleepy Joe's originally from Miami.
Okay.
Puerto Rican background. Falcons is Cuban background. Falcons is from like 18 different places.
Yeah, he grew up in Dallas, and then he also lived in Miami. So he was like in between Dallas and Miami, and
went to school in Vancouver.
Yeah, he went to school in Vancouver.
Wow.
And then he lived in the Bay for a little bit. Then he moved to LA like 10 years ago.
Yeah, a nomadic fucker.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
So interesting. Yeah, and everyone knows Falcons from his remixes. He's heavy on production. I've seen this, more.
Yeah, he's a legend.
Yeah, more. Yeah. It's incredible. And also, I know he's cool with Boss and Dreamville.
Yeah.
And the whole, like, Everyday People, MoMA family. Like, it's all kind of a synergy of everything.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because I knew you through Spencer Tracy in Miami, and he's from D.C. So I'm kind of wondering, how did you guys all link up?
Yeah, so Falcons and I linked up first. We both volunteered a DJ set at this Fuck ICE party, where ICE were deporting a lot of immigrants and stuff. And, a few...
Oh, Fuck ICE.
Yeah.
Okay, I get it.
Basically, fuck La Migra.
Exactly.
Yeah, so, a couple tequila sodas, and, after each other's set, we just kind of became a fan of each other. So we just started talking, and a couple weeks later, he's like, "Yo, I got this concept," and I was like, "Well, I used to throw events. I've been throwing events since I was 18, so just kind of started conceptualizing things." We had a couple events, but then the pandemic happened, so it kind of just slowed us up. But it allowed us to kind of come together and start fresh right after the pandemic.
Yeah. So then how did Joaquin and Sleepy Joe? Sleepy Joe was just in Miami, part of it?
Falcons was in Miami during part of COVID.
Yeah.
During the shutdown in LA. So, he got cool with Joaquin and Joe over that period of time. And
I met Falcons in Austin.
In Austin?
It was like New Year's 2021. So 2020 going into 2021. Texas was a little more reckless than California was at the time.
You guys were open.
Texas opened pretty early.
Yeah.
Florida was open too, though.
Yeah, no,
Florida was
way
super
before,
open.
way before.
They
Like,
took poppers.
Even Texas left that Florida crazy.
Motherfuckers loosen up quick.
Yeah, but
Was more open than me in South by
You became Florida and Austin right away, huh, buddy? He said, "Oh shit."
Yeah.
So basically, it's New Year's. Me and Falcons already kind of followed each other on the internet.
Yeah.
But we weren't like friends. We had never met.
Yeah.
We just fucked with each other on some internet shit. And he was visiting his mom for Christmas in Dallas, and he had just caught COVID like the month before. And he was like sick and tired of being inside. He's like, he goes to Dallas to visit his mom, and our friend Segundo, he goes by the Candy Rain. He's a DJ from the Bay. He told Falcons like, "Hey, you're going to Texas, you should fuck with Joaquin. He'll book you out there." So he hits me up. He's like, "Yo, I'm gonna be in town." So I ended up booking him for our New Year's party in Austin. And then he comes to Austin, and that was the only day throughout the whole pandemic where they put a curfew.
Oh, wow.
So we couldn't throw the New Year's party. They put a 10 p.m. curfew.
Oh,
That's crazy.
So we're like, fuck it, let's throw the party at 6 p.m. So we throw a New Year's party at 6 p.m.
the countdown's at 9 p.m.
Maybe like 10 people come, but me and him are just DJing for 4 hours straight. First day we meet.
Yeah.
And like our libraries are super similar. We're just like into the same shit. And then by 10 p.m., the owners of the club, by the way, it's Coconut Club.
Yeah.
Okay.
We were on the rooftop. By 10 p.m., the owners of the club were like, fuck it. Let's throw the party. So we go to the downstairs room. We keep the club closed, but we invite everybody in the city.
Oh, wow.
and we throw another party that lasts like another 5 hours, and me and Falcons
Allegedly,
quote unquote.
So you allegedly broke curfew.
Yeah,
and you kept
allegedly,
allegedly.
I
mean, they're already doing some allegedly shit.
Yeah. So we end up DJing for like 12 hours the first day. Wow. Literally, like, no exaggeration, just partying and DJing, and then after that, like, he ends up staying in Austin for like a whole month.
Wow.
And like, I already knew about Pangea because I had seen it on his page, and I always thought it was super cool. So like, I kind of brought it up, and he's like, "Yo, like, we're about to start. We want to start it back up." And then like, I feel like the first official Pangea was the one in July at Resident, which was my first time DJing in LA, coming to do Pangea.
So the first one's in LA.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's LA based.
We
do it each month in LA.
It's an LA based party.
Yeah.
So
but we all have ties in other cities.
Right.
Yeah, so we have Texas because of me, and then we have Miami, New York.
Yeah. So the first time I saw like a recap video of it, and I was like, this is I was hearing I'm a Piano Afro beats. Mm-hmm. I was hearing Dembo by Le Funk. Mm-hmm. And it was like the most beautiful crowd I've ever seen. It was like the best music I've seen in a minute. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? So I automatically thought, with all the Afro-Caribbean influence, I thought it was a Miami party. Mm. And then I just started seeing it spread, like, just go, city to city, which I think is very brilliant of you guys to just like kind of like coexist with different DJs and have different members and like from different backgrounds in different cities.
Yeah.
So throughout, I don't know, when did you guys launch this? Because I saw the SoundCloud, and the SoundCloud's been around for like, what, 5-6 years or something?
Yeah, that was probably a pre-existing page that was converted.
Okay.
Transparency.
So it launched in like 2019.
Officially, but like
officially 2019.
Unofficially.
So officially, the first members were you.
Yeah, me, Falcons, and Van.
And Van.
Van, yeah.
Okay. And Van's no longer.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's
nothing against him or anything, It was just creative differences.
All right.
The funny thing is, the first time I hear about Sleepy Joe and Joaquin was through Falcons. So I never met them before. Mm-hmm. And he's like, "Yo, we need them a part of the team."
So you were the third member.
I was the fourth member.
You're the fourth. Okay, so Sleepy Joe was before you.
Probably like a couple months before, like a month before.
Yeah, okay. But they met and like knew each other, and then started building a relationship together. And then I never met them, so I'm like, I just started this new business with Falcons. And now he's bringing in two motherfuckers I have no idea.
Right.
I was in Pangea before meeting Nova. Like, Falcons was like, "You're in the crew."
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
We never met.
It's like me adding motherfuckers to the podcast and be like, "Yo, you guys are in the podcast?" And you're like, "What?
Where the fuck is Falcons to explain himself?"
Oh, fuck it.
You got a lot explaining to do, Falcons.
Gives you the fucking right to jump in people without
fucking recruiting people without Nova's fucking approval.
It worked.
Now get your shit off. How was you feeling?
Yeah.
Tell me how you was feeling.
It was just weird. I mean, it was weird because it's like
he texted you. You looked at the text.
No, we spoke about it.
Yeah.
Like, decisions like that, you got to talk about it. Yeah.
It's cool now, but
he's the one who took the leap, really, to agreeing to it before.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, all right, cool.
And you never heard Joaquin spin?
No. Sleepy Joe.
Or Sleepy Joe?
No.
Right.
No, nothing.
But got it worked out. Shit.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, it's like, I'm used to doing things on my own for a very long time. So it was kind of like a challenge. And I was just like, all right, cool, let's just run with it, especially like it could be a learning experience for everybody. So I'm just like, all right, cool. Even if I don't agree with some ideas, I'll just say, okay, cool, let's just try it.
Yeah. So you just kept saying, like, try new things, try new things.
Yeah, just on my Zen shit,
What's the worst that can happen? Try new things. You're just like, opening your mind, right?
Yeah, just
487.
All right, so when did you guys all like band together and become the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles?
In July of 2021.
2022.
So you met all of them for the first time.
Yeah.
Wow.
This
is how motherfuckers start.
Yeah.
This is how they start a party. It's
I
crazy.
showed up to the party. I was like nervous to meet Nova because I was like, I hope this guy don't fucking hate me.
Yeah.
And I showed up to the party and I was on point. I acted like a whole different person. I was like, yeah.
What is that?
What's up,
Use your words.
dog?
I was like, I showed up mad early, being very helpful. I mean, I still do. You know what I'm saying? But like, I made it a point. I was like, I cannot.
Right.
This guy cannot dislike me.
Yeah.
I was like,
Damn, what the hell did Falcons tell you about me beforehand?
Yeah.
Well, I just knew that you had a say in it. And like, if you didn't like me, then it's out.
Yeah.
You know? And I was like, I remember making a very strong effort that day.
So what was your first impression of Nova?
I was like, oh, this motherfucker on top of his shit.
Yeah.
He's the glue.
Meaning what? Oh, he's
the glue.
Oh, okay.
Like he makes
He's like the mama. He's like the mom of the crew.
The mom of the crew.
He's like, did you bring your backpack? Did you do this? Did you get? You know,
Yeah.
right? Is
No,
that what
no
you are?
comment.
he definitely keep like, you know, me and Falcons especially, like we're very like wild and like we're like very creative and shit, but like we can't be disorganized and we can be like
right.
You know, not on top of things sometimes, and Nova's like kind of harnesses that
structure
and like puts some
He
structure
keeps everybody
to it.
in line. In other words,
You and Falcons needs to be free.
Yeah.
You need to be free to do what you do best and be who you are and wild out. And I've seen you in the parties. You're out there. You're vibing out,
bro.
Yeah, you're like that. You know, you're bringing the energy. I see it. You know, and then okay. So then you became Mama Bear for some reason, right?
Yeah, I guess, you know.
So then, okay. I'm figuring out all the
Dynamics.
Yeah.
So you're like Leonardo, right?
For the Ninja Turtles.
And him and
I'm like Leonardo Donatello at the same time.
He's like Michelangelo. Falcons is like Raphael, and then Sleepy Joe is what?
Master Splinter. No, just kidding. Now, Sleepy Joe's he's a quiet one, like the quiet one, but the one you should be like watching out for. Not in terms of like being wild and out, but like don't sleep on him.
Yeah,
Literally.
So then you guys spin for the first time in July, and it was crazy.
It was magic.
Yeah, it was wild.
Wow.
Yeah,
Who
just
did
like
we have that day?
I don't even know.
Silent Addy.
Oh, shout to Silent Addy.
Shout to Silent Addy.
Shout out Silent Addy, big legend.
Yeah, he came with like 15 Jamaicans buying all the Casamigos that day.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
You know, it's interesting to me because when I think of LA, the last thing I think of is a city that would be open to like a party like Pangea Sound.
Mm-hmm. And I'm from here, and I can
especially
attest to
like
that.
you know, you and I have had this conversation, and you've also like corrected me. You've also educated me on a lot of things. But there isn't a lot of like West Indian, you know, like Afro Caribbean influence or like you know.
Culture.
In culture in LA that I'm aware of. Everyone tells me about these parties, like these Belize and all these parties.
That was the first thing I was about to say.
Yeah, but I'm not. You know, I don't readily see it on. You know, in my timeline or like in my whatever.
Yeah, I mean it's interesting because like you know that definitely is a lot of fan base for Falcons and the type of stuff that he has produced over the years.
Yeah.
You know, with me, I used to do radio in South Africa from 2012 to 2019. So I was there when the Mapiano started up, and I've been playing Afrobeat since 2009. So it was just kind of finding these different pockets to play. Those type of music was rough, so we just figured out like why not do it ourselves, and that's how everything came about. And I feel like creative people like to listen to different shit too. You know what I mean? Because it helps them continue to create. Yeah.
I also told you, like, I think you're one of the only Dominicans I know in LA.
I think one of three.
There's a lot more now.
A lot of Dominicans in LA.
Where?
Yeah, I would say in the last 2 years, there's a lot more Dominicans.
Like I said, where?
Everywhere, bro. I know.
They stay in like NoHo mostly.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have like Dominican friend groups.
Here.
And there's a Dominican party. You never heard of Capicua?
He was telling me about it.
Capicua is one of my favorite parties that happens in LA.
Well, how long has that been around?
Big.
2 years.
And they play what? Bachata and merengue?
Bachata, merengue, salsa, dembow, reggaeton, and merengue típico, which is like
It's one of the best parties in LA. Like incredible.
I have to go then, yeah.
I have to check that out. Yeah.
And it starts during the day and it goes all the way to the night. And
it feels like
motherfuckers is activated.
It feels like a house party because like you can play dominoes, you can buy food and eat food.
Where do they host this shit at?
They use High Tide in downtown LA.
Okay.
What is that?
It's a small bar. It's like indoor outdoor.
Okay.
Joint.
You were saying they have Dominican food there?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
It's good?
Yeah.
Like
that's good.
Arroz, habichuelas, all that?
Yeah, arroz y frijoles, arroz y guandules, there's pernil, pollo guisado, oxtail sometimes, yeah.
Oxtail
pastelitos.
Damn, bro.
Shout out Chef Big Ramos, man.
Yeah.
Wow. You said you were gonna pause. You're gonna take me there one day.
Yeah.
Damn.
And you flake.
Not like-
Should do poppers before the podcast.
No. But he was like, yo, I was like, because I was just like, yo, like, only Dominican I met in LA. He's like, nah, there's a whole bunch of us. And he's like, there's this restaurant.
They just got here then.
Yeah.
Because growing up, we don't have no Dominicans, no Puerto Ricans, no Cubans like that.
And that's the dope thing about the party. So they're two cousins, Maciel and Vic. So they were born and raised here. So they had a community just within the family. So they built the party because of the lack of community here. So
it's amazing.
Yeah, it's tight.
So there's a big Belize culture out here, but not anything outside of that. Not like no Dominicans, no Puerto Ricans.
I know. I keep hearing about it, and I gotta be a little bit more active in researching the parties and whatnot.
Yeah, just come outside, man.
Yeah,
all you gotta do is come outside.
I'm stuck in here recording and interviewing motherfuckers.
But you know what's funny? You know what's funny? Growing up in LA, we really didn't have much like these independent parties outside. For sure. You guys are definitely from the new wave and kind of the new culture because we really didn't have outside of 143 and stuff like that. We didn't have these independent parties being thrown by DJs. So to hear about a Dominican party, your party, and all these other parties that are bringing up, I'm like, oh shit! Like people are being outside, even everyday people.
Yeah,
like being here, like hosting their LA version of it. I'm like, oh shit! Like we never had this type of shit. It was always like the big clubs, Playhouse, Supper Club, and all this shit.
Yeah, and I think it was this kind of DJ-driven events came out of the necessity because like a lot of places like you got to play these records, you got to play for this person who's spending this much amount of money, and it's like that club shit just started getting old, and it's like how long are you gonna DJ with somebody telling you what the fuck to play?
Yeah,
so we just like switched it up and just ran our own shit.
Is that what you guys all went through? Just like following the same fucking formula for nightclubs and just wanted to break that routine, or you guys just been wanting to play what y'all wanted to play?
For me, I was blessed to do radio in South Africa, so I was able to like learn new music, learn new cultures. Also DJ like theater productions. I was DJing plays and shit like that, traveling to different countries and different states. So I was just able to add different music from the different places that I visited. So that's my story.
What about you, Joaquin?
I started DJing after I was already throwing events. And like I would host art shows and art installations.
Because you already came from like a promotion background.
Yeah, right? So in Austin, before I started DJing, I was already doing that.
Like what time were you doing that? Like around?
Like 2015.
Okay.
Around that time, with my homie Omenihu, who also lives in LA. He throws parties out here too. And so by the time I started DJing, I had never really waited for anybody to book me. I started booking myself and just throwing my own parties.
Right.
And like my big focus was that I didn't like going out in Austin because anywhere you went, there was 40 songs they played. And like I intentionally made my party be like, I would tell people, specifically for that party, I don't do this anymore, but it was so important to me that I would tell people who come play with me, I'll be like, all right, you can't play Back That Ass Up, you can't play this, you can't play that. I was like, the big records, get them out of here. Play whatever you want. And that's kind of how I've always that's how I made a name for myself, was just like you couldn't find it anywhere else, especially in such a small city like Austin.
Yeah.
And that spawned into a lot of my homies learning how to DJ and throwing their own parties, and now they're all they have their own scene going on. And I don't know, Pangea just kind of seemed like the next logical step because it also allowed me to do that on a bigger scale.
Right. And you take everything that you built in Austin and now you're applying it to LA, Miami, New York, and you're spreading it all around.
And I think that's also why Pangea works so well, is because we all kind of had our own things going on before, like Falcons for as long as he was. Nova has all this experience, and I did, I used to, that my specialty was throwing events and doing things that were different, which is like what Pangea is. So it just kind of, that's why it works so well. It's a good machine. It's like,
right. 2021, you guys do your first function in July here in LA. And then when was the second one? Back in LA again?
Every month after that.
Every month after that.
Yeah, since then.
I have a question. Why LA? Since none of you guys are from LA, why was this the home base? Because like I said before, growing up, it's kind of hard to have people coming outside because there's this like main character syndrome. Everybody wants to be the star, but somehow you guys gather all these people in a city that really didn't support each other the way you guys seem to be supportive.
I think most of the support initially came from all our friends. All our friends just came up, and then after the first one, everybody started telling the other friends, and it was just became an effect, like a cause and effect. Like everybody just started pulling up. I honestly can't tell you fully how it came about because it grew so fast, more than we had anticipated. Mm-hmm. Pause.
So after you guys did Miami, you guys are continuing this. Whose radar were you starting to get on? Because I want to see how this led up to Boiler Room.
Wow,
because that's a big deal, no?
Yeah.
You guys getting in Boiler Room?
Yeah, I just think we have great consistency on the Instagram.
Yeah.
The diversity definitely helps a lot of people to come to the party.
I mean, that's like such a major factor, right?
Yeah,
I think it's just very welcoming too. Like,
yeah.
No, you can be of any type of demographic and come to Pangea and you feel like you belong there. Mm-hmm. And I think that's a big thing.
And be exactly who you are, and nobody's gonna care.
Yeah,
just slide through. But
and it was like that since day one, since the first party.
Yeah, I don't think we've changed anything besides like having guest DJs and come through.
Except venue sizes.
Yeah,
just gotten a little bigger.
Just a tad bit. Yeah.
Wow. It's great. Sorry. He understands. It's the New York in me. Sorry.
Facts.
Yeah.
Dead ass, B.
Dead ass.
It's difficult to answer because we weren't thinking about trying to get onto Boiler Room until they hit up.
It's very organic.
Yeah, they hit up Falcons, I think, and then we pieced it together. Actually, we turned it down the first time.
Mm-hmm. Really?
Because they didn't want to record it.
Damn.
So we turned it down.
Wait, what do you mean they didn't want to record it?
So sometimes they throw events and it'll be, a different party in each room and they'll just record one room.
Oh, okay.
So we turned it down the first time and just kept at it until they were like, all right, cool, we'll record.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it was just like, so you guys were just doing your party. It was just naturally getting dope and people were talking. You did Miami. What was the next city after that? Austin?
Mm-hmm.
Austin. And then Boiler Room hit y'all up sometime. Was that in 2022, right? Sometime? Yeah. And you guys were like, no.
That was like a long time in the works though. Like it took a while for it to happen, no?
Yeah. It took a minute. Like I said, we had turned it down and then a few months later, then we got it together.
Because y'all started shining a little bit more and they were like, what?
No, I just think there was consistency. And they just started. I mean, I think they just seen how it's been growing because we went from. I mean, right now we're doing almost 1,200 people a month in LA, starting out from 250. So
how was Boiler Room? You guys were nervous for that shit?
It was nerve-wracking for me.
It was very nerve-wracking,
and it was also like a lot of like logistical stuff that needed to get taken care of.
Like what?
Finding a venue. Having the time to set up. Boiler Room is really fast. We were lucky that we had a separate day to set up, but usually everything's done in one day.
Okay.
We set up at like 9 in the morning and you do check out the lighting and all this other shit. Working out the venue, figuring out contracts and sign this and who's getting paid this, who's coming in from out of town, who's the guest DJs, ...
So you guys collectively put together the set list and the set times, right?
Yeah.
For everybody.
Oh, we tried.
You tried.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Well, sometimes, some people take the lead, sometimes they don't. Or if it's like the day before the event, then I'm like, fuck it, let me just draft something and then throw it.
And if people tell you what they don't like or whatever,
the
guy should be here and this time or whatever, right?
Sometimes.
So there's 4 videos up that I saw. Maybe there's more, right?
There's more.
There's more, right?
Yeah.
Maybe 6 or what, 7?
Berhaka, Sugar Shay,
Berraka.
Oh, shout to Sugar Shay. Yeah.
And there's 4 of us. At least 6.
6.
Yeah.
It's 6 videos.
6 videos,
right.
Yeah.
So I saw your video, Nova, Joaquin, Falcons, Sleepy Joe. I saw your sets. And I remember seeing Joaquin. I saw I think your video went kind of viral.
The fucking
on Instagram,
in my timeline, it was like the drum and bass remix.
Yeah, the Anita Baker moment.
Yeah. Which was incredible.
Yeah.
It was great.
Yeah, it was a great moment for sure.
Yeah.
That's how I started that was the first song on my set.
Yeah. You already knew, right?
Yeah.
You knew that was gonna pop off.
The thing about it too that like I think we had like home field advantage.
Yeah.
For that Pangea, because not only was it at the venue we started Pangea at, like the
intentionally
ones,
yeah.
but like with Pangea, for like as a DJ, you go to a room where you get booked. You might want to show up an hour earlier and see what people are feeling, and like then you kind of figure out what you're gonna play, and like kind of go as you play. With Pangea, we know exactly what people go there for, and like that we can be as experimental as we want, and we can do whatever. So like, I came into Boiler Room knowing that. So like, I was like, all right, I'm gonna just come off swinging.
For like a Boiler Room, did you guys like meet up with each other and be like, make sure the sets don't, like, you're not playing the same songs? Because it's a
we try, but not really.
Like organized type of like, yo, don't play this joint because I'm playing this shit. Like,
what was the set times? Who was first, second, third, last? Blase blah.
I don't even know.
You don't know?
I think it was Falcons, then me, then Nova, then Joe.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask you guys, what is the biggest like conflict you guys been facing in LA as far as throwing the parties? Like, what's the big trouble that you guys run into out here?
Finding good venues?
Yeah, finding good venues in LA without noise ordinances or without a ridiculously high bar guarantee. Because you guys are
still like a day party, right? But like a later in the day party? Like
a
little later than the other one.
Yeah, it's hard for people. Well, it's not. It's more difficult to get people to show up at 1 o'clock. So we just like, fuck it, let's just start it at 5.
We keep going later and later and later. the last season of day parties started at 4.
4, yeah.
Now we're starting at 5.
At 5 o'clock.
But we're going till midnight now.
Yeah. That sounds about right, though.
That sounds good. Yeah, right before midnight, go home. You're right.
Yeah.
No, but I feel like I do feel like the day parties are starting a little too early. Like 1 o'clock.
For sure.
Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah. But a lot of nobody showing up to this.
Yeah, but a lot of time venues like, they'll have a noise ordinance, so it has to end by 8 or 9 o'clock.
Right.
So that's the tricky part. Or if you rent an event space, they're going to want 10 or 20 bands, just to have the space. And then you got to rent sound and security and bartenders and all this other shit. So it gets tricky.
Where you guys at right now with Pangea Sound?
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Where are you guys at, like, post Boiler Room, right? And obviously post-pandemic and everything, you guys have like kind of established yourself in the last 2 years, right? Where are you guys right now versus where you were when you guys first started? Musically, identity-wise, brand-wise, where are you guys looking forward to going?
Where am I looking forward to going? For me, I want us to start programming stages at festivals. Obviously DJ festivals as well. I want us to get more active in producing edits and producing like official remixes to different artists.
You just dropped like a Bachata package edit pack, right?
Yeah. It's my first edit pack ever. So
is it?
Yeah.
It was good.
Thank you.
That shit hard.
Yeah. I like the Drake Bachata remix and stuff.
We should be mentioning his name right now.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. We in LA, dog.
It's fuck Drake right now?
I don't think so.
We're not
it's static in LA.
Mean,
is it really?
It's fuck Drake for me for sure.
Really?
Jesus.
I'm on that one with this.
So it's Team Kendrick at Pangea Sound.
It's Pangea Sound.
Oh man, I can't wait till Saturday.
Yeah?
Yeah, I got this joint.
Not like his Bachata remix.
Oh, it's not Bachata, but
it's cool.
Definitely knocking.
Jesus.
Yeah, so those are the next steps. I ultimately want to work with a brand long term, like a sponsor or kind of just more of like a partnership for like a 2-year run. So those are the visions that I have.
Yeah, but you also like I really love your branding.
Thank you.
Like you were just telling you were telling me earlier, and I didn't know this, but you come from like
streetwear background,
streetwear, but like production style, right?
Yeah, I mean, in that store, this was Goliath a long time ago. I have friends that were starting their brands at that time, so I would learn about different T-shirts and how screen printing is done and things like that. So Joaquin and Falcons work on like the artwork and stuff like that, and we'll work together on like colorways and shit, and then I'll get samples made, and if we like it, we push it through. If not, then we'll tweak it and then continue.
Yeah, that's good shit.
Thank you,
Joaquin. Where are you at right now musically? What are you fucking with?
Man, I'm really like just in genre wise. Like, what am I listening?
Yeah, like because it's been 2 years since your Boiler Room, and I haven't really heard. In a minute.
Right now, I'm really into like this Angolan Portuguese genre called batida. It's like 130 BPM. It's kind of like if you put like house and baile funk and like Afro house together. I'm super into that. And then, always like Latin music. I'm super into rap though. I'm always listening to rap.
Yeah.
I'm a big hip hop head. I love rap music.
How you feeling about rap right now?
I'm excited.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm electrified.
Really?
Electrified.
Yeah. I think that like
that's the first time in hip hop electrified has been used.
You're not pacified.
You know.
Yeah. You feel me?
Quote unquote.
I'm glad you caught that.
I did catch that.
Yeah, I think aside from the bad character things that got put out to the world, like I feel like rap kind of needed that.
Yeah.
And it's just like I'm a huge Jay-Z fan, and like I didn't get to live through the Nas and Jay-Z beef. I was living in Venezuela and shit, and I was still a kid.
Yeah.
But I know so much about it, and like I know the records, and I went back into the history. So for me to like live through something like this, especially like knowing that Kendrick and Drake were throwing shots at each other for 10 years that led up to this moment, and then just like being there, and like I'm on tour with I Say or a Shot right now, so I'm like, and I'm like tapped in with the TDE people, and just like being there while all this is happening.
Wow,
Like,
no wonder. I was wondering. I was wondering.
It all makes sense now.
Yeah.
The child in me was just like,
motherfuckers texting Punch. Yeah, fuck
like,
this dude.
I'm just like, fuck, this is crazy, and the fact that I get to be.
So
in
you're
it,
on tour during this whole shit, kind of, right?
Yeah, like a video just went viral of.
Was that you playing the song?
No, but I'm on stage just running around.
Oh, okay. So I Say Rashad at his show they played Not Like Us.
He been closing every show with it.
And he was dancing to it and everything, but I didn't see this motherfucker running around.
Yeah,
the
you definitely look. I'm wearing a fitted with my big ass hair just flying around, with my lanky ass just jumping around stage.
It is a great time to be in LA and be an LA DJ right now.
I mean, yo, that song rang off in New York.
It did.
Crazy.
It rang off in Houston, and Drake lives in Houston. That's where the video came from.
In the first couple weekends, it was ringing out in certain parts of New York. Yeah. Probably more Brooklyn than Manhattan, but I'm sure Manhattan's already on it, right? Like by now. But
it was it's in a good space. Yeah. That record is out of here.
It's out of here.
Yeah.
I mean, I like it.
Because I think about like all the fraternity and sororities strolling to it, right? And then you got to think about all the Southern bands playing that joint. I think it's
fully like you're in Texas. It's a hit in Texas.
Yeah. So I before starting the Sarah Shot tour, I was on tour with my friend Cal Banks, who's also one of TD's main producers. We're dropping a project together, like hopefully within the next month or so. And we were touring for it, and we closed every set with it in every major city in Texas, and people were just the room would explode every single time.
That's crazy.
From the sample.
Yeah.
Dun, dun, dun. Like,
telling you. Even before that, dude, I see that beat.
So I got a question for you. This revitalizes all of Kendrick's catalog pretty much.
You know, it's funny. I love Kendrick. He's one of my favorite rappers, but I have been listening to. So I've been like going back to every album.
Yeah.
I love Kendrick, but yes.
Yeah, I feel like everything's like
you gotta drop down.
Yeah.
Start playing Element again.
Lord.
I was like listening to Paramedic. I was like, yeah, this sounds really good right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, even Money Trees, everything. I'm just like, yeah, all of this shit.
He makes timeless music.
Yeah, I mean, it does. I mean, here's the thing, and this is the discussion I was talking with a lot of people. When his music was releasing at the time, it was obviously great music, but it wasn't hitting in the clubs as hard as it could have been.
Yeah, so a lot of people think it was bringing off the way it was.
The one thing I like that, a lot of the all of his shit is hitting and it's sounding really good right now. And obviously in light of the beef and him coming out victorious and LA kind of winning, it seems even more relevant than ever, right?
Crazy.
Yeah. But it's like we also have to remember, like I'm talking to DJs and they have this like revisionist history where they're like, no, this was always a hit. And I'm like, no, it wasn't.
People are arguing that his verse on R.I.P. Young Jeezy's remix, he's like, yeah, he was on there. That's his first month. I'm like, bro, no one cares.
That was his first Buster joint.
I'm not gonna lie, I forgot that happened.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm from LA. I'm like, yo, that was not a fucking verse you gotta brag about.
Moments.
Yeah. Bro, like Chris Brown's verse on that body Kendrick, that one song. I'm like, relax.
Okay, that's kind of crazy. I don't remember the song, but that's crazy.
No, it does. Go back.
Yeah, I don't remember that joint either.
No, but even me, I remember like I was in Vegas, New York, and I was playing backseat freestyles, like I was like, I love that song. And I was like, Martin had a dream.
Used to go crazy.
It used to go crazy, but in certain rooms,
like regionals, yeah,
it wouldn't hit as hard. It wouldn't hit as hard as certain rooms
for sure.
I would still I would still fucking play it. And then everyone's on the internet just like, nah, that shit was always a hit, and I'm like, no, it wasn't. Bro, I'm like, relax. You're gonna tell me snapbacks and tattoos wasn't bigger back then? And that shit, I'm like, that shit was bigger back then.
Yeah, no, but probably. I mean, some of these DJs, we don't know what rooms they're playing, so it's like.
It's not that. It's just that's like be realistic in what takes over the country and what takes over the rooms.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I get it. You're a diehard fan. Like, I love J. Cole, but I'm not going to sit here and be like, yo, fucking No Role Model's been a hit since then. I'm like, no, it was not. It barely caught legs last year, and it's been popping off. But be realistic with shit, because you redoing the history. Like, I'm from L.A., and I know, bro, I remember when, not even Section A, when Overly Dedicated came out. Like, that shit came out at the sneaker stores and the sneaker shows. And let me tell you, shit was amazing, but it wasn't like the hottest shit since sliced bread.
For sure. I mean? It didn't get to the West Hollywood clubs.
No, not 1,000%.
It got to the streets.
It got to the streets. But I'm not saying, like, he used to perform at sneaker events.
Yeah.
And people don't seem to realize that type of shit. They want to be, no, he's been hot since Section 8. I'm like, no. Like, that was not the thing. He was
a small artist.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, that was not a thing. It was a slowly growth and
that's human nature.
Yeah.
I want to be the first one to know that this person was hot. Yeah, so good.
But I'm just like, yo, relax.
I have a question. So when Pangea is like moving around to different cities, are you guys like playing it differently, or is it the same in every city? When
what
it's
in
LA, when it's in Austin, when it's in New York, when it's in Miami?
For us, it depends how for me, it depends how the promoter markets it. We send out a email with this is the best way we market our shows, and I think this is the best way for people to understand what we are and what kind of music we play.
Yeah.
Because usually, like, if you just use text, is people gonna be like, okay, cool, like, what can I expect? But if you use like our recap videos and like flip those, like, then people can understand and feel what we're about. Musically, I think we try to work the same way we do in LA. Obviously, for me, just because I'm a much older DJ, I might play certain records to get the room together, and then have them trust me, and then start playing edits and stuff like that.
Smart.
So, like, I'm just wondering, like, if you play in Austin, it's obviously different from like the crowd in New York, right? Or like Miami.
Yeah, I think definitely, like, specifically with like Miami, yeah, we might lean more Latin, more dance hall, more Afrobeats, But I think for me personally, it more so depends on, like, have I played a certain set of songs at that city before? Like, because some cities we frequent more than others. Like, I'm in Austin more times than I'm in New York.
Right.
So when I go to New York next time, I might play shit that I would not play in Austin anymore because I've already played it 3 times or twice.
Got it.
So it's just, I don't know, it varies every time. It just depends on when was the last time the crowd saw me and what was I on the last time they saw me. And like,
interesting.
And like,
so you guys pretty much staying true to your musical taste and what you want to play pretty much.
I personally do. My biggest thing since I started DJing is that I never wanted to compromise like my artistry and like what I do.
Yeah,
so I've always been very hard-headed about you don't want me to play what I want to play, I'm not playing.
Yeah, if we lean too much to like commercial shit, we'll lose our identity. And that's the most important thing.
Or like compromising to whatever city is like more comfortable. Like, oh, they're more comfortable with these genres or whatever.
Or we'll fucking find whatever hot records are there, see if there's edits.
Yeah, find a middle ground. Like, cause at the end of the day, we are a DJ, so like, we still find the middle ground, but we gotta like it. You gotta be us.
Interesting.
That's important. Super important.
I'm curious, is there like a city that you were shocked that when you like, have you dropped bachata in a city and you're like, oh shit, they fuck with this?
I probably drop bachata almost every city.
Yeah. Are you surprised though? Like they fuck with it? Do you see them like riding with it?
Some people do. Some people might be confused at first, but then once they hear like the vocals of the record, shit, I know this record, and then they start singing along to it. So at one level there will be some type of familiarity, whether it be the beat or the vocals.
Yeah, LA loves bachata, man. You try bachata over here, it works like a motherfucker.
Facts.
Like a we don't know how to dance it.
Like, you don't have to know it. Yeah. It feels good. Like,
we didn't know how to dance it in the beginning, but we got to it.
And it's easy to dance to. So if someone not used to, I mean, the steps are basic. Right? There's some like ballerina type shit, but like the basic step is easy enough for someone to watch and try to mimic.
Bro, you drop it and Beck, you don't know how to move, dog. Yeah.
So like, New York is one of those cities that's super diverse, the black people know the Spanish music, Spanish people know the black music, and et cetera, et cetera. So you can drop it there. And it was like, oh shit, this is Brent Faiyaz, but it's bachata, and
right.
I like this girl. She's Spanish. Let me go, dance with her. So it helps. You know what I'm saying?
I got a question. What are your top 5 bachata songs?
Oh, this is good.
No, you can't do that right
come
now.
Come on.
Give me your top 3.
Give me 5.
Top 3 bachata songs.
Are we talking like bodega bachata or like the newer age stuff?
Here we go.
Son, my bachata collection alone is extensive.
It's crazy?
Yeah.
Give me 5. Give me your top 5.
Yeah.
But can we do artists?
Top 5 artists, bachata?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I would say,
no, I want to do songs.
That's too difficult.
Is it?
Yeah.
Wow.
So Un Besos has to be in top 5.
Then break it down. What's the difficulty? From the classic bachata to like the newer age bachata now.
Yeah, well, the thing is, there's so many classic bachata records.
Right.
Like so many. And some that you hear in the corner store that don't make it to radio. And then you have the stuff that does make it to radio. And then you have like the real cultural shit from DR. You know what I'm saying? So it's really difficult. Y'all putting me on a spot right now. Yeah. Crazy.
You don't want to be responsible. You don't want to be held responsible.
Okay, this is a better question. What 5 bachata songs should I have in my crate that will go off?
That's hard. He's saying
no, but it's easy if you ask me the 5 top cumbias, I'm gonna know what to tell you. Okay. That I would send a crate to fucking to Neva, God rest his soul. I would send a crate to Neva, and it was all Mexican music, and I just put them in order, and he'd be like boom, 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 and everything hit. So that's what I'm trying to tell you. Tell me your top 5 bachata songs.
You're fucking me up right now.
Oh my god!
Because I may not know the correct
don't make
name.
Him top. Just say 5 that he.
I would say anything Anthony Santos, and this is not Romeo Anthony Santos, but the original Anthony Santos with the man unit. Pause. I would say
the man unit is crazy.
I know that's why I paused it. Romeo for sure. Anything out of Aventura.
Yeah.
There's Frank Reyes, there's Joey Veras, there's Luis Vargas. That's what I'm saying. There's like 30,000 artists that I don't want to say they all had.
What about commercial? Like, let's do commercial.
Yeah, commercial. That's what I'm trying to say. Like Un Beso, Obsesión. Like, give me some of those.
Hey, y'all fucking me up.
Damn, it's that deep, huh?
Yeah, because I mean, Aventura has like fucking 5-6 albums. Romeo has another 4 albums. But yeah.
Okay.
We'll leave it there. I'm sorry, dog. Like that's some intense pressure right there. I'm even sweating. Popper, I'm sweating. Woo.
No, so going
I'm gonna fucking drink all the water in one sip.
Don't watch me like that,
man. Wait, so growing up in Venezuela, right?
Yeah.
Like it's very close to Colombia, right? Like
we're neighbors.
Yeah. Complete neighbors. Like one of my boys. You guys know Raul in Miami.
Raulism,
part of Peach Fuzz. I was in Mexico City with him, and he was digging, and we were talking about cumbia, and I was just and I thought cumbia was like Mexican. He's like, no, it's Colombian. Like, actually, like the deep, like the real like dope vinyl, because he was like digging for records and vintage records, and he was like, he was looking for Colombian cumbia. So I'm wondering, like in Venezuela, what is some of the regional sounds and what is some of the regional music
signature sounds
that you kind of grew up with that you do incorporate it into your sets, or you do try?
I think the biggest one is salsa. Huge in Venezuela. Like Oscar de Leon, who's one of the biggest salsa artists is Venezuelan, and like if you go to any block party in Venezuela till this day, they only play salsa, and like and then there's also like more regional Venezuelan genres that are just like. I like in the little countryside of it, it's like just like música llanera, which is like the traditional Venezuelan music, and it's just like.
Is it like more folksy? Like
yeah, for sure. But it's still like it all has like very similar rhythms to like salsa, and like I mean they all kind of have like live in the same world, but Venezuela's in the Caribbean, so it all kind of just.
Gels together.
Yeah, all gels together.
Yeah, it all just comes together.
Yeah, because even Brazil's kind of like a little around in the border of everything, right?
Mm-hmm. And then hip hop is really big in Venezuela too.
Oh yeah, but it's like be like battle rapping out there.
Yeah, like battle rap is huge there, and like if you go to the plaza.
Oh, you mean like actual battle rapping?
Yeah,
and rap, like just like it's, but it's more in like like definitely not the rich kids are not listening to that shit. They look down on it, but like it's a huge scene on it, and like a lot of like the battle rap champions and like the Latin leagues are Venezuelan, and like
oh wow,
there's like a lot of big Venezuelan rappers.
Yeah, Red Bull does a big competition in America, and it's like Venezuela is one of the top guys.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that shit.
It's very like raw hip hop. Like they love boom bap. Like you go to our plaza there and you'll find a circle of kids beatboxing and battle rapping for hours.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Wait, so what did you grow up listening to?
I grew up listening to it's funny because I have an older brother. He's 10 years older than me, and he kind of was like my biggest influence on me. And he was always really into like American pop and stuff like that. So, but he loved like R.O.A.D and Pharrell and Erykah Badu and Nelly Furtado and Gwen Stefani and No Doubt. And like so I was listening to all that while I was living in Venezuela. Obviously, you still consume Venezuelan music, but like I thought my brother was the coolest person on the planet. So like I'm listening to whatever he's listening to, and that's what he was on. And at the time, I had no idea how big of a role that would play in my life. You know, like that type of music, like especially like Pharrell and N.E.R.D. and
is that one of your biggest or favorite influences? Was the N.E.R.D. like all that? Yeah,
like Pharrell, N.E.R.D., Kanye. You know, just that whole world. He used to love Justin Timberlake. Like just anything Neptune's made. He was a big Neptunes fan. He put me. I was probably the only Venezuelan kid in my neighborhood or a class of school that knew what the Neptunes were.
Let me tell you, when you go to Mexico and they hear the American rap and hip hop, they're trying to mimic what they're saying, but they don't know what the fuck they're saying. But it's like, but they love the beat and they'll commit to liking the song. Even though they don't understand shit of what it's saying until they try to get some words right. But it's like, it's funny because my cousins are like that. Like they didn't know shit about anything, but I would come home to Mexico and it would be like Eminem, Marshall Mathers LP. They knew every fucking word, but they didn't know anything he was saying, which is crazy shit.
Yeah, same.
That's crazy. So like when you're playing a set, or maybe some of your earlier sets when you were DJing, what's some of the salsa in Venezuela that you played or would incorporate?
I mean, anything Oscar de Leon, really.
Really?
Like, yeah, JOAQ.N, which is like one of the biggest salsa records. Like, you can play that at any Latin party and that'll go crazy. So anything from that world, just like, I'd never really got super into salsa like that. But it was just like part of, like when you're Venezuelan, like that's just part of you. Like you grow up dancing in the house, your family sings it, like everybody knows it. But Oscar de Leon is like the god.
Was there a DJ that like inspired you or motivated you when you saw like someone DJing? You're like, yo, I want to do that shit, you know? Or was it just that you definitely wanted to put on parties, but then you just wanted to hear different music? You know,
I think like a big reason for me to start DJing was that I wanted to hear different music out. But like in terms of DJs who inspired me, like A-Track, I used to go to Fool's Gold parties, like the Fool's Gold Day Off. I used to go to that a lot. It's like anything A-Track did, I used to love. And then like whenever K-Tronada dropped the Boiler Room, that was like a big moment for me. Just like, oh, this guy's just playing some other shit and people are fucking with it. You can do that. That was one of the moments that I was like, oh, why can I do this?
Ah, interesting.
It's like watching that Boiler Room.
Yeah.
Which is as simple as watching a K-Tronada Boiler Room was like a big moment. I think I had just started DJing. I had already started DJing when that dropped. But once I watched it, I was like, oh, like, this is cool. Like,
yeah, I'm going to create my own direction kind of thing. So that must have been like a full circle moment for you when you did your own Boiler Room, right?
Oh, 100%. Yeah, I think for all of us was. And the crazy thing is, like, which ties into all the Oscar de Leon thing, is like, a week before the Boiler Room, I got my asylum, my political asylum after like 16 years.
Oh, wow.
So like, we did Boiler Room, which was a massive full circle moment for me. And then I announced my asylum to all my friends and everybody at my Boiler Room, and I play Oscar de Leon and I pull out the Venezuelan flag. And it's like, so it was all like, it was a big circle moment in many ways.
Yeah. That's beautiful. That's some beautiful shit.
Yeah, we all shed a thug tear that day for sure.
Wait, so you growing up in the Bronx?
Yeah.
In New York?
Oh.
What was your influence?
I mean, growing up, so my parents are Dominican. You know, they don't speak English. So I would listen to like La Gran Manzana, which is like an old like merengue group. So just classic Dominican stuff. When my brother came to the States, you know, I started listening to Onyx and then fucking Tupac and so on and so forth. And then a childhood friend of mine, K Black, he started DJing. We were like 12 or 13. So I used to carry crates and kind of just like listen, and never wanted to DJ at the time, but I was just like, I thought that was just cool, and just like, you know, watching him rock a party and shit like that. And then when I went to Penn State, I didn't like the music at the parties, so I just started DJing.
Wait, well, how was Penn State?
Penn State was crazy. I mean, it's a huge college. It's 42,000 people, and like the DJs that I'm cool with, they were like already DJing off campus, where it was like 21 plus, like at the clubs and bars and shit like that. So like a lot of the DJs on campus, I didn't really like what they were playing. I felt like I was missing home, and then I just started DJing from there.
Wow. So wait, what high school did you go to in New York?
JOAQU.N High School.
JOAQU.N High School. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm trying to think like.
Which was also crazy. There's like a 4,000 person high school.
Yeah.
God
Big high school.
damn.
Yeah.
It's wild, man.
4,000's a lot of motherfuckers.
Yeah, it was wild, and that's when like, you know, Bloods and Crips started becoming a thing heavy.
Oh, Bloods and Crips in New York. Oh,
what? Yo, that was bad. It was bad.
Yeah, it was started like really happening in like the early 2000s, or even like maybe I don't even know, maybe
2000, around 2000.
Yeah, like late
That's
late
crazy.
90s.
I wonder what's triggered that to start over there.
No, because I started seeing it in Spanish Harlem. Like I started seeing Bloods, I think. Yeah.
That's crazy.
And then they were like, I rarely went to Brooklyn, but people were like, yo, there's a bunch of Crips in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
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 And I don't even know what the fuck was in the Bronx.
All the above. Bloods.
All the
there was
above.
Bloods across the street, and there was, you know, people come from different neighborhoods to the high schools. So some were Crips, and then all the people that moved in from like Dominican Republic, they started their own shit. So like the Trinis became a thing, or the Nietas was a Puerto Rican, or
the
Latin
Kings.
So it was. I mean, I've seen hella crazy shit.
So coming up as a DJ, you have quite an opposite kind of path than Joaquin, right? Because you're like you approached it kind of like a working DJ, right? A little bit more.
Yeah, I would say so. I started in college. I think within a year, I had a clique. We went as Forensic Unit, right? It was more like dance hall. Wait. It was more like dance hall heavy. Yeah.
Kirk, get on the case.
Wait. he just mumbled that. What would y'all call?
Forensic Unit.
All right. Why would y'all call Forensic Unit?
It was in a certain record. What was the dancer? I don't know if it wasn't John Hype or Bogle. It was Bogle. He was talking shit, and then he said Forensic unit, and then it just came from that, and then we just chopped that up and made a drop. But
imagine if Pangea was called Forensic Unit.
So
y'all must have been the coolest motherfuckers in Penn State.
Oh, we was
with Forensic Unit.
We was cooler than some of the football players. Like it was wild. We definitely had the campus on smash.
And you were playing dancehall?
Not only dancehall, but like dancehall definitely had a wave at that time.
Like, is Penn State a pretty diverse school?
No, it's 87% white.
Yeah, I was going to say all white folks.
But but it's a 42,000 person school. So
you didn't like what they were playing. They were playing like what, like pop and EDM and shit, or like
I mean, and initially I wasn't used to Baltimore club at the time. Right. It was my first time hearing that and go and shit like that. So. I mean, obviously learned to love it and appreciate it over time.
Be honest though, when you first heard it, you wasn't.
I was like, nah, what the fuck is this? Right. But not being an asshole. It was that's how I felt at the time. But but we did everything, bro. And I'm talking about throwing parties every month. I read the guidelines at the school. Like, oh shit, I can get 10K if I just sign up, like fill out a proposal. So I would go as 2 different organizations, get 10K for each organization. Yeah. And then throw a concert. So I would take 20 bands, book.
So what would you be like? I'm Forensic Unit. And
no.
$10,000.
Nah. I mean,
we heard of y'all Forensic Unit.
I mean, everybody knew about us over time, but initially I would work kind of like a silent person behind different organizations and get money, and I would book like Joel Santana, like a whole bunch of different artists. So what I would do is book a room from like 7 to 10, because the shows that were funded had to be free. So then I would book the room across the hall from 10 to 2, and I would charge in that room.
Wow.
And that's how money was made.
Damn,
allegedly.
Penn State, a bunch of scandals over there, huh?
But it wasn't a scam. I mean, I went by the book.
You're the party Sandusky's, what you were.
Hey, yo. That's crazy.
Do you know anything about that, Cricket?
No, I don't.
Okay, so Sandusky was touching some football players back in the day.
God damn. That was Penn State?
Yeah, it was Penn State. Joe
Jesus.
Paterno didn't know about it. This shit was crazy.
I had nothing to do with Sandusky.
Were you around for Joe Paterno era?
Yeah, he didn't like me that much.
Joe Paterno didn't like you?
Nah, because some of the football players would come to our events and stuff. Well, all right, I'm very Dominican. I used to cut hair.
Here we go.
I worked at the cultural center. I was like security at a bar, DJ. Like I definitely had like 5 different roles. So, with being the main barber on campus, I had to tell the football players that they have to come to my party, and that's how they would be able to get a cut. I mean, I still got paid, but allegedly.
Wow.
But they would come through to the party, and that kind of had like a little celebrity status kind of to the thing. So.
I mean, no. This is Joe Paterno, by the way, Cricket.
I know. I kind of know.
Oh,
the old white guy. Yeah.
Old white
That's
guy.
an old white guy. Yeah.
Yeah. A little racist.
Yeah. I can imagine. ... I can imagine. Wait. So, all right. So then, from after college, where did you head off?
I went to school. I went to New York for a couple years, and I started throwing events there, here and there, and then I just kind of felt like the industry was shifting. Like everybody's gonna move to LA. I just had like this inclination that things were gonna move this way. So I just
really,
yeah.
What year was that?
2012.
2012.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I was like, they came in abundance, bro.
Yeah.
They took over shit quick.
But I also like needed like new space.
That was a great year. That was like Mustard, Ty Dolla $ign, YG.
What a time to be alive, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like it. So that year, like my brother got locked up and my dad died. So I just like wanted like a new space, and I just felt like moving here was provide me with like the calm that I needed,
right.
And it did.
Wow. So you came to LA during that whole during that whole YG era.
Joe Moses, like all those guys.
Joe Moses,
it's crazy.
Yeah, 2012 was quite the move out here.
Yeah,
Playhouse was popping, Toxic Saturdays was popping.
Greystone, right?
Greystone, Supper Club. This shit was like on fucking.
So what?
I spent so much money that year.
Jesus Christ.
Jesus. Wait. So I just think it's so. I find it so interesting that you guys from completely 2 different worlds.
Yeah.
And if Falcons and Joe was here, I'm sure it would be like completely.
Similar.
It would be 4 completely different worlds.
100%.
Yeah. I just think
Falcons
it's so
was a breakdancer.
Yeah.
Say again?
Falcons was a breakdancer.
He was a breakdancer?
like a traveling breakdancer as a kid. He was like a prodigy.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Head spinning and shit.
Yeah. That's why he got a muscular neck.
Hey.
The fact that he went like this, he
has a muscular neck.
Muscular neck.
That was gonna be my next question. How thick is Falcon's neck?
That boy thick.
Did you have to order special T-shirts for Pangea?
You know what's funny? He doesn't like LA Apparel shirts because of that. He's like, the neck is too tight.
That shit is like a turtleneck.
He like the loose.
He wants the V-neck.
He likes loose.
Like comfort colors.
The popper
comfort
shirts.
colors, yeah.
Comfort colors. He doesn't like that mock neck, that turtleneck feel. Yeah.
He doesn't like
Pro
them.
club, no pro club.
No pro clubs, bro.
Give me all the pro clubs.
Love pro clubs.
Well, look at you.
Oh, look
with
at
the Pangea hat.
Oh.
Damn.
Look, we all Pangea'd out.
You heard?
Yeah.
You can purchase this at pangeasound.com, Cricket. I don't know if you know.
.co.
.co. Okay.
Y'all got a lot of dope merch out there.
Yeah, I know.
So you had a hand in designing that shit with Falcons?
Yeah.
So what do y'all just like fucking around?
Bro, we just
pause.
I mean, like
I just go like I look at his neck for inspiration, and I'm like,
I get it now.
No, we kind of just sit there and like we look at we come up with mood boards, and then we just like we kind of let our brains just splat it out,
or we'll get together and kind of just like talk different colorways and things like that, or
I like this because it's just you guys are just kind of like having fun, and you guys have just like actually just connected with the music, and you're going with the flow, and you're like kind of seeing what's happening and how it's evolving. And it's it looks like it just looks amazing the way it came together, but it was just so organic and natural the way y'all just like came together.
Thank you.
And honestly, there's an element of like chaos in it.
Oh, for sure.
That's the AKA.
No, but it's just like this wonderful chaos thing that goes with like, you know, with nightlife and partying and clubbing and being DJs and shit. It's crazy, really dope, man.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's an amazing thing. Like we all care about fashion, we all care about music. Like everything, like you said, is super organic, and I feel like that's why our community really fucks with us because they feel part of it. They feel like they're in it. I mean, they are. So like people come to the event, they'll buy the hat, they fucking put that shit right on, or they'll buy a shirt, take off the shirt that they have off their back, and put the Pangea.
They do that a lot.
But I think you guys are a very, very important representation for LA. And for just in general, for like, you know, for nightlife, you know, it's important to have like a party like Pangea Sound, where I could hear all of these elements from salsa to bachata to dembo to baila funk to everything, and there's really no rules. And what you guys are bringing to the table is amazing. No, I really love it.
Thank you, man.
Yeah.
Can't wait for you guys to see what else we're cooking up.
Yeah, no, I'm excited. You know, I'm excited about it. So what's your schedule for the rest of this year? Like, were you guys planning to venture outside of the States, or, you know, you don't want to mention anything? It's cool.
No, we can mention. I mean, we've had interest. I mean, we do have interest outside of the U.S. We're just waiting for some things to play out before we can do that.
Where would you want to hit first, do you think?
Ideally, Amsterdam would be my first stop.
Interesting.
Ooh. Amsterdam, London, Mexico City.
Really? Yeah. Mexico City was
Amsterdam
amazing.
goes crazy though.
Montreal.
Really?
Yeah.
South Africa.
South Africa. Wow.
Yeah.
Wait. I know. Wait.
What?
Explain to me Amsterdam.
They just have like a lot of cool people, a lot of cool DJs, like Joe Vandal. I think he lives out there.
FS Green.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they're
FS Green. Yeah.
Yeah, they're ahead of they kind of just like
they on it.
Yeah, they're ahead of the curve with the Sonics.
99 Ginger out there too, or maybe they're in London.
France.
Something like that.
Yeah.
They'll be out there.
Yeah, what FS Green? He's always making like these
salsa edits.
Yeah,
bachata edits.
Crazy.
Yeah, that might as well. Like everything. He might as well be Puerto Rican.
Yeah, he might as well be Puerto
What's his background? No. He's Dominican now.
He's Dominican. Wait, what is FS Green? Do you know his background?
No.
He's green.
It's just one person, Mr. Green.
Mr. Green.
Crazy.
I don't know much about him, but like his edits are always like ahead of the curve. I feel like he's a trendsetter in the edit world.
Nah, for sure.
Yeah,
it's amazing. Yeah, so Amsterdam is definitely one. Mexico City would be, I think,
insane.
Insane.
London,
I would love y'all.
Brazil.
Yeah. London, Brazil,
South Africa, West Africa,
everywhere.
Yeah,
crazy.
Asia. I would love to do Asia. I've never been to Asia. That's one of the one of the continents I haven't been to. So.
Yeah, I think Japan would fucking love that shit, man. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Like, all right, so like this is exciting.
Yeah.
I can't wait to like see where you guys are gonna go. All right, so is there anything we should look? What's going on this summer? What's on your schedule for this year?
For the most part, we have our Block Party Summer Series, which starts May 25th, and it goes until the end of September.
What is that?
Once a month. We kind of just got tired of working with venues and the difficulty, so we kind of have like a DIY approach. It's gonna feel like a block party. You know, we're gonna have speaker towers and milk crates and like all that stuff that's like authentic to some of our backgrounds and stuff like that. So
wait, so you're not at any venues? You're just gonna be where?
We're in a parking lot.
In a parking lot.
Yeah.
Hence the block party vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's how frustrating it is to find a venue in LA.
I mean, yeah. There's difficulties, yes, for sure. I mean, again, it has to do with, either they want too much bread, the bar guarantee is too crazy, or most importantly, it's a noise ordinance, which makes things difficult.
And then like finding all those things plus a place that fits the brand.
Wow,
yeah, it's really hard.
Because we have an aesthetic. Like we're really picky with what venues we work with.
Wow. So wait, that takes a lot to coordinate. You guys got to get permits and all of this shit, right? For these for these parking lots.
Yes.
So were you like kind of planning this since last year, or is it something you guys like started like working on this year?
When did we start talking to Regino?
Maybe like
at least 4 months.
4 or 5 months ago.
4 or 5 months.
Yeah.
So you guys were scouting like parking lots or different, possible like I don't know.
Well, that one just kind of fell in our lap.
Yeah. So our friend like has a couple warehouse spaces, and they just so happen to also have that parking lot which is already an event space. They host a lot of markets there, and then like TikTok has done activations there. So it's like, but it looks like a regular parking lot during the day. So it just kind of made sense, and they already have a lot of the permitting on lock already because it's like a private space. Or
yeah. It's so funny. There's I was talking to these DJs showcasing Flygerian, and they have probably the biggest like Juneteenth party in the country, and it started so organically, and now there's like over 10,000 people.
And it holds the new one's gonna be holding 7,500 people.
But like in the last since the pandemic, in the last 4 years, they just been trying to figure out like exactly where to find a space, get the permits, get all the rentals, sell tickets, and like wristbands, and so you guys are all putting that all together as well, right?
Yeah, or a liquor license for the day and stuff like that.
Wow! So you guys did that all in 4 months?
Again, like the venue had most of it kind of situated, so it helped out a lot.
It was like packaged.
Yeah, the package deal.
So you're starting this block party series. Interesting.
Yeah, I'm excited
carry
for
out
it
all summer.
Yeah. So the last Saturday of each month.
And it's only this is the only LA one where you're doing the block party series, right?
Yeah. For now.
That's great.
Yeah. But we also have dates, potential date in Chicago. We have Austin.
Chicago. Wow.
Yeah, that'll be our first one.
Nice.
Crazy.
Where else? We're doing San Jose for the first time, end of August. Back to Sacramento. Sacramento's like a dope city for us as well.
Mm-hmm.
And
Sacramento shows a lot of love.
Yeah. And we'll be back in New York in July also. So.
Sacramento's like a fun college town too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a good college.
But they get it though.
Yeah.
Like I'll start off my set with cumbia, and they like rocking.
That's great. That's dope.
Yeah.
Shit. I'm gonna try my damnedest to come through this Saturday.
I'm gonna be very disappointed if you don't.
You have to.
Don't do that. I know I have to. I'm gonna come through. Fuck.
Jaime.
I got you. Yeah. I got a DJ that night in Calabasas, but
during the day.
Ooh, Calabasas.
I'll come right before that. I'll make sure I get the call. You guys get the golf cart ready for me where I park and pick me up, bring me over.
Okay, bet.
He's not coming through.
I will.
Lying ass motherfucker.
It's right by my mom's house. Not that far off. It's like 15 minutes away.
No, but I'm very excited. Yo, I appreciate you guys coming through. I'm really happy for you guys. And I really love what you guys are doing. So I want to see more of what you guys are doing.
Thank you, man.
Yeah.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah. Thanks for coming through. We got Pangea Sound in the building. Thank you, man. If you want to watch more episodes from R.O.A.D Podcast, click either links on the left or the right. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube page and get updated on new uploads throughout the week. Peace.